So to begin with, I'm going to be combing my client's hair. It's always good to comb the hair before you actually cut the hair, so that way it'll be nice and smooth. So on this first step, I'm going to be using my wall seniors, my cordless wall seniors, and I'm going to be using my number 1 guard, and I'm going with the grain. And why I'm doing that is I'm just trying to get off the hair, the hair that's bulking out on the sides, that little dark spot. I'm just trying to lay it down, so that way if you go with the grain, the hair lays down perfectly and I can blend into it so much easier. Now that I laid my hair down with that number 1 guard, I'm going to be taking my Andis Slimline Pros and I'm going to be making my first bald line. So I'm going to be starting from the temple. I'm not going to be doing any side hooks or anything. So I'm actually dropping it lower, kind of towards the occipital bone. I'm kind of making that mid drop fade look. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making my first bald line. I'm going to be making it as straight as I can do it. So that way my guidelines will be set in straight also. So for the first step of this mid drop fade, I have my wall seniors and I have the lever all the way open. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make the first guideline about 1/2 inch long to 1/4 inch. Make sure that guideline is straight, and when you get to the whatever that you wanted to stop at, where your guideline you wanted to stop at, you just flick out. You don't really want to make a hard guideline. You don't want to just set it in and just make that hard to take out. So basically what I do at the top is I flick out from it, so that way when I do my next guideline, it's not going to be set in stone up in there, you know what I'm saying? So for my next step, I have my number 1 guard, and we'll be making another guideline about, let me guess, 1/2 inch long. So basically, like I said, just flick out really, and as you can see, it's not really leaving any hard weight because obviously I did that 1 with the grain in the beginning of the video. So usually a 1 with the grain, and if you do a 1 against the grain, it's really not going to make any hard lines. So basically what I'm doing is I have my 1 guard and I'm just flicking out half an inch. So for this next step, I have my 0 guard. I'm gonna make the lever all the way open. So I'm blending down. The way I do this is that I have the lever all the way open. I'm just taking as much dark spots as possible. It gets easier in time. Some people might not know how to blend down, but honestly it just takes a lot of time and practice to do it. So what I'm doing is I just have my lever all the way open. I'm taking out all the dark spots, so then when I take enough dark spots out, I close the lever just a little bit more, and then when I want it to get even closer, I close it even more. So basically it is going to be open, close, halfway, open, close, halfway. You play with it a lot to make sure that it gives it that blurry look that you want it to be. And honestly, it's not that hard to do. I mean, it's like I said, it just takes time and practice. So once I'm done blending down with my 0 guard, I'm going to be taking off my guard and I have my lever all the way closed. So what I'm doing is I'm using my corners a lot. I'm not really using my whole blade just because I don't want to make another line. So I am going to be flicking out. What I mean by flicking out is that you just make that, like you take out that little line and you just flick out with the corners. Once you see that line disappearing, you go halfway and then you go open. So basically you want to play with that lever a lot to make it the fade that you want it to look. Honestly, you got to play with it. Everybody has their own technique, and everybody has their own way of blending. I hope that you guys find yours, and I hope that you guys have learn from my my methods. So again, close, halfway open. Just play with the levers a lot. So I'm gonna be taking the hairs that are poking out. I don't really want to have long hairs on the hairline, so that way when I line up the hair, it's gonna be hard to make that line. So I'm going to 1 with the grain. I'm just taking all the hairs, and basically what it's doing is it just cuts it all at an even length, and it lays it down, so when I hit that line, it'll just be perfect. So time for this lineup part. So I have my Andis T outliners. So what I'm doing is, it's a little blurry right here, but just bear with me. I'm starting from the middle, and I'm making my way to the right side. And what I'm doing is I'm setting my base in the middle, so that way when I line up from the right side and when I line up to the left side, it's all gonna meet up in that middle, so that way one side won't be higher than the other. So I always tell you this in my videos, to start from the middle and then work your way to the right, back to the middle, then to the left, back to the middle, so that way it all meets up. So I'm going to be spraying enhancements to my client's hair. He obviously really doesn't need it, but I want to show you guys every little detail I do into my haircut, so that way when you guys try it on your own, you guys will be professionals at it. I'm going to be putting the airbrush in the description below. I'm going to put in the airbrush and the airbrush gun. So I hope you guys can order yours, so that way when you guys, by the time y'all have it, y'all be clean at it, So